Hello, hello, hello. Okay, are you ready? We have something very special to kick off live at the Loom. Are you ready? Okay, watch this.
1, 2, 3. Live at the Loom.
Welcome to Live at the Loom. We have clapperboards in stereo. Lori found a clapperboard so that she could do it with me. Oh my god, she's the coolest. A plus for Lori, the gatekeeper. That is unbelievable. Hello, 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 friends. If you've just shown up, you won't understand the significance of that. I will explain. So, I don't know, Lori, 6 months ago, longer than that, YouTube did this cool thing where they sent, it was limited, they sent creators this cute little clapperboard. So I started opening up Live at the Loom with the little clapperboard to say, hello, welcome to Live at the Loom. And I was notorious for forgetting it about 11 minutes in and being like, oh, wait, I was supposed to do this to start off Live at the Loom. So Lori would be in the background doing this like hand motion kind of thing, which was hysterical. So she showed up today with her own clapperboard. She's like, we're going to do this. So that explains the coordinated clapperboard action to start off Live at the Loom today. Friends, just in case you haven't met yet, I promise I'm not completely crazy. I'm about 65%. My name is Chris Acton with Acting Creative, and this is Live at the Loom. We do this darn near every Thursday. We gather online to chat and talk about weaving and life and whatever else. You know, as weavers, we're pretty solitary critters. So it's nice to have an online place to go to be with your friends. It's like Cheers. Everyone knows your name as long as you tell me what it is in the comments. And we must not forget our amazing Lori the Gatekeeper. We cannot do any of this without her. She is the heart and soul of Live at the Loom and is just remarkable. And now she has her own clapperboard. Watch out, world. That is, we are in it. We are committed now, friends. Lori has her own clapperboard. Telling you. All right, let me say some hellos to all the beautiful people that were here. Hello, Jennifer Fowler. Yeah, Lori says, okay, so the early birds tend to get in very early, and it's getting earlier and earlier. This was an hour, at least an hour early. However, my dad had to pipe in like last night. He's like, I want to be first. I don't know that. Dad, I don't know if that counts. I think it has to be the day of. I think we not get too crazy. He's so competitive. The day of, come in early, chat with friends. But yes, so funny. If you see Kurt Action in the comments, watch out. That's okay. I wore some nice bright red lipstick, but I gotta make sure it's not on my teeth. Don't you hate when that happens? That is yeah. You guys will tell me, right, if I have lipstick all over my face. Okay, let me see who else is here today. Cindy is here. Brittany is on. Hello, Trish. Hello, Connie. Hello, Sue. It's Sue, right? Garber, right? Hello, Kim James. Hello, Rhonda. Hello, Ruth. Oh, Ruth is here. Hello, Donna. Hello, Peggy Sue. I love this. Peggy says, good morning from spicy San Antonio, Texas. How spicy is spicy, Peggy? What, and is it Peggy or Peggy Sue? Is it, what, do you go by one or the other, or both? One or the other? I didn't say that right. Do you go by Peggy or Peggy Sue together? Just let me know. Let's see. Oh, Trish, what is this? I applied to go back to school. Nicely done. That's amazing. We love, we have teachers in the family. Matter of fact, Dad's a professor. So yes, we're all in favor of that. Oh, nice, Rhonda. She said, I'm back. I had a busy spring and summer with my job. Couldn't make the Thursday sessions, but now they're free. Woohoo! Nothing on the big loom right now. Working on a guitar band on the Inkle loom. Oh, nice. That's a good use for that. Cindy. I love this. I was your third. an hour ago and then drove to the grocery store. And now I'm going to listen and shop. Okay, excellent. Love that. I love how Live at the Loom has become a part of the Thursday agenda, no matter what that is. That's amazing. Look at you. Yes, Brittany, this is on my agenda. Friends, our YouTube channel hit 12,000 subscribers this week. Can you believe that? 12K. That is remarkable. 12,000. That's a lot of people to show up at a dinner party. 12,000. Amazing. That is, I love it. We're spreading the love. We're inviting everyone to try on weaving for size and help you keep weaving. I like it. Linka with all the enthusiasm this morning. I'm ready. I'm early. Ready. Hello, Sherry Jansen. Hello, Kim James. I know, right? Dueling clapperboards, like coordinated, like synchronized. I don't know exactly how synchronized we were, but 2 for the price of 1, friends. This is, we're about serious entertainment here. Entertainment education right here on Live with Loom. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Ernie DeVries. Woohoo! Thank you. Thank you. I love this blouse. They're good colors. It's cheerful, right? We need cheerful clothing. Hello, Francis. Francis is here. Woohoo! Hello, Carol. She says, back with lemonade and my sugar-free, carb-free, lactose-free, favorite flavor-free. I think I just paid $8 a pint for air ice cream. Sure it wasn't just ice? Sure it wasn't just hello, Priscilla. Priscilla, are we at work with you? Is that what's happening? Are you is this a clandestine meeting here in the library for work? Yes. Okay. Ernie says, big thanks to everyone for help in the Facebook group this week. Since I'm home, I'm trying to get some weaving done before I leave for 6 weeks on the road. Nice. Good job, Ernie. I like it. What is this? Brittany says, Lori started the year saying we're on the road to 20K for 26 and we're making progress. We are. Is that what we said? Did we say 20K this year? Is that what Lori's like? Yes, I said it. She's like, not even gonna apologize. I said it. 20K this year. Okay, well, friends, here is the here's what we need to do to reach that then, because typically, let's see, we're at 12K now, and if we have 8,000 more before the end of the year, how many months we have left? September, October, November, December. We have 4 months, so that's 2,000 each month to get there. I think it's time to start calling some friends. I think it's time to start getting the seriously getting the word out then if we're going to reach 20K. Typically takes me about 4 months. I've been on the pace is usually about 4 months for 1,000 subscribers usually. That's what's been so far. That can change. We can change that. Now, here's what I've always said about that is that I would rather have a smaller number and more engaged people than have a bigger number just to have a bigger number. Yes, I would love to have a bigger number where 20,000 people are all weaving and trying stuff and engaged with Live with Loom, all the things that would be unbelievable. However, I would rather have 12,000 people that see my videos on occasion and are like, hey, I'm going to sit down and throw a shuttle. That's great. Versus just, you know how it goes. I think when you first did like online businesses are like, yeah, you want to go around and subscribe to everybody because they'll subscribe back to you. And that I don't need the vanity metrics, but if we actually have 20,000 people, unbelievable. And we'll get there. Whether it's this year, I'm up for big things. Bring it, people. I love that. Yes. Lori's our idea girl, by the way. You should know this. If you haven't figured that out already, Lori is our idea person. She's our little minion behind the scenes who doesn't really sleep and is like, okay, how can we do this? How can we just she's got it. So we'll do it. Okay, friends. What do we have to discuss today? We have all kinds of good things to chat about. Let me get the clapperboard in the correct place. How are you? How has the week been? What is happening? Ooh, Jody is on. Hello, darling. Hello. Love that. I know. Ruth says that Lori's like a Energizer Bunny. She totally is. That's for sure. Yes. Carol says our brains never shut off. Embrace the ADHD soul before we crash. Anyway, yes, I understand. Yes, yeah. Okay, tell me how your week has been. What is happening in your corner of the world? Let me tell you some other good news that we had this week is that on Monday, I released my very first ad as a digital ad with Handwoven Magazine. And this is my first kind of foray into doing ads with Handwoven Magazine, some of these other places. And wasn't sure how it went. Friends, it was a huge success. Huge success. And if anyone's here because you found me through the ad, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Come join us in all the things. You're invited to all the stuff. So we have a nice little flush of new people. We're so excited to invite them into the Acting Creative universe. And yeah, it was fantastic. By the way, speaking of that, I think I put the link in here so I can share. Okay, so one of the things that I did, and I'll release it officially, but we're here. Let's talk about it. I put together a brand new freebie that was part of the ad, and it is all weaving words, beginners weaving words. So this is like if you're just starting and you're Kimberly James. Kim, I love you. By the way, the inspiration came from Kim because Kim took Dress Your Loom class in January, and she was a person to be like, time out, words, what does this mean? She was always like, words, what? Which cracks me up to no end. But she brings up a very good point, is that weaving has its own crazy language that if you are not a weaver, who's going to know what it means to slay a reed? Who's going to know what a reed is? That's not a thing the average person knows. So I put together this freebie video, all about weaving words. I think I ended up with nearly 50 words, just starter. So if you are just at the very beginning of your weaving journey, it is a fantastic freebie. So you can go to our little link here, tinyurl.com/beginning weaving words, and it'll fix you right up. So I wanted to share that. That was part of our ad. That was part of what I shared with everybody when I talked to the Handwoven Magazine people. They're delightful, by the way. Shout out to Julie, who helped me with the ad and everything. She is like the media person over at Handwoven Magazine at Long Thread Media. She's fantastic. Hello, Julie. Thank you. Amazing. Okay. So, Rhonda says, that had been so helpful. I watched a lot of your videos to learn those words. Yes. Yes, Rhonda. See, thank you. This is, that just confirms that we're on the right track. Mm-hmm. Okay. Kim James. She says, I want all 200 words now. Okay, maybe there's a follow-up then, Kim. Maybe there's kind of a not quite beginner list, because you're not a beginner anymore, my dear. You have been weaving steady for how many months now? 8 months, 9 months? You've been killing it. Good job, my friend. Carol says I need to make a quick tartan call. Be right back. Don't go wild while you're on mute. Okay, that is the craziest sentence ever. I have to go make a quick tartan phone call. Only here, friends, does someone ever say that. We all go, oh, okay. Most of the time, if you said that, the average person would be like, what? I don't understand anything you just said. But we're like, oh, okay, sure. Tartan phone call. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. I like it. Oh, did you see it, Lori? That's so nice. The ad. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Yes. The ad was just meant to be like an introductory, like, hi, my name is Chris. Come hang with me. That was what it was meant to, that was what it was meant to, yeah. I love this. Thank you, Lori. Please hit like and subscribe button to celebrate 12K. Woohoo! Love it. Love it. Kim James. You guys are wildly entertaining. Okay, what else? Oh, tell me how your projects are going while I'm catching you up. Let me know what is on your Loom, what is happening, what is the latest with you, so we can celebrate all the good things that are happening. Let me give you a quick reminder here, friends. Speaking of learning all the things, the Back to School Dress Your Loom class starts on Tuesday. The registration cutoff is Monday the 31st at 4 p.m., friends. So here is who this for. If you're like, okay, is this for me? I've been weaving for a little bit. Maybe it's not. Okay, if you are just starting, it's a perfect class for that. If you have been weaving for a little bit, but you've been kind of teaching yourself and you don't quite have a good system for dressing your loom, you're kind of wandering around. You're like, I don't know. Do I like this? Do I not? You're kind of on the fence. Friends, the class is will give you a place to start. You can then tweak it the way you like it, but I will get you on the right track. I'll get you there. If maybe you've been weaving for a while and you're coming back to it and you need a refresher, perfect for that. And lastly, for the person who's been weaving, but maybe their current method for dressing a loom is getting to be kind of painful. If you have to lean over things, like if your body's like protesting and like, I don't like this. If you're just like tired of it, if you hate dressing a loom, give me a chance. The class is fantastic for that. So that is who it is geared for. And let me clarify, is that you see me sitting at my floor loom all the time, but if you have a table loom, friend, is perfect for that. Everything translates from a floor loom to a table loom beautifully. The only difference is how you move the shafts. That is the only difference. And I address that in the class. So if you're someone you're like, I don't know, I only have a table loom. Great. You have a 4-shaft or 8-shaft table loom. This is the class for you. So the deadline's coming up. We got 5 days before the registration cuts off, and we start up the fun September 1st. Woohoo! So don't be afraid to jump in, join us. It is a blast. It is good. It is good times. Okay, let me find out what is happening with you. Okay, Connie says, I met a watercolor artist on the weekend and we had a discussion of painting versus weaving. Oh, interesting. She insisted that weaving is a beautiful art and I shouldn't feel deprived because I can't paint. Honey, why would you feel deprived? Say more. What do you mean? Let's see. Ruth says, I have woven a ring sling and I'm nearly done with a full baby wrap this week. Wow. Okay. Ruth is a busy woman, so that's amazing. That's amazing. Carol says, folklore exhibit at the National Tartan Museum in Franklin, North Carolina, end of September has that's right, I did hear about this. Has my Selkies and Kelpies tartan on full display as a centerpiece. Water spirits, both good and bad. Yay! Is that what it is? They're both water spirits, Selkies and Kelpies? Is that what that is? Is the good one the Selkies and the Kelpies or the bad? Is that how that works? Clarify, darling. That is amazing, though. Will someone be there to take pictures? We're gonna need to share that with everybody so that we can all party with you. That's a big deal. The National Tartan Museum has your stuff. Of course they do. Of course they should. That's remarkable, Carol. Wow. End of September. I'm trying to think if there's any way. I don't think I can get there. Someone in the Carolinas or who's traveling, we need to have a representative. We'll start chewing on that, friends. Peg says, I got all my supplies for my new loom, but still nervous about the first project. Peggy Sue, you got this. You can do it. You can do it. If you want help, we've got you. Such a good cheerleader. Lori says, the deadline is August 31st. What are you waiting for? Join the weaving fun. Come, drink the Kool-Aid with us. It's all good. Carrie says, I'm about 1.25 meters into my combined tablet plus loom play. I found a good rhythm, so it's going faster than anticipated. Okay, friends, if you haven't yet seen Carrie's project, it is like nothing you've ever seen before. It is so cool. Imagine she has a project on her multi-shaft loom, and in the middle is a tablet with the cards. Have you seen this where you move the cards different directions to get the... Anyways, she rigged it so the cards, like, it is a separate piece in the middle. So she has to weave one part and then weave the other. It is so cool and such a Carrie project. I'm so glad she's doing it because I'm never going to do it. I'm so glad. We are so thrilled that she decided to play with the craziness. And yes, yep, we're all here for you, Carrie. Francis says, finally, after 4 attempts at getting my warp right, I did it. Woohoo! Francis, yay you! That is amazing. That is awesome. Do you know what, Francis? Let me throw this out there too, is that when things go really well, that is awesome. But when they go badly, you really remember it. You really learn things when things don't go according to plan. And we're going to look at my placemats in just a moment, and you'll see what I mean. But I think that we are always on the hunt for, do we get perfectly and getting exactly right? And maybe that shouldn't be the goal. Maybe the goal should just be, I'm going to do things and learn along the way. Because if they go sideways, boy, you remember those moments much more than you remember the times that it goes perfectly. And that'll really kind of, sink into your brain. You're like, okay, because I screwed the pooch the first time, I know this time to do whatever. So I applaud you, Francis. You get lots of gold stars for persistence. That's amazing. Yes. Jennifer says, I have like a bunch of projects working. Love that. Love that. Peggy Sue says, I need to retire so I can take the class. Peggy Sue, it's not live. It's all recorded. So if you're interested, it is available for you. That time should never be the thing that holds you back. If you think it's a good fit, their videos you just pull up, and the longest module takes you like 45 minutes to watch. It is not a big time commitment, but it is jam-packed, just the good stuff. Kim says, I am dressing Freya with her first project. Going to try to use all 8 shafts, a little intimidating for project 5. She'll have inspiration from our cruise to Alaska. Nice. Bridget Huddle has a lino scarf. Wow, I love it. Look at you. So ambitious, darling. Hello, Hannah. I'm still working on by the way, if it's not pronounced Hannah, please correct me. I'm still working on my dishcloth project. I really messed it up, but I'm patient and learning a lot the hard way. You know what? I think that's perfect. I think that's brava. You got it. Connie, I have the warp ready for a new project on Bert Marie, and I'm going to continue threading heddles on Ilya for granddaughter Jessica's birthday gift. Perfect. Ooh, Jody says, I'm dressing my loom at this very moment, and I owe it all to your class. Sweetheart. Thank you. Yes, Jody took the class early, and she's a star student. We love that. Mm-hmm. Oh, Rhonda knows the museum. What? Rhonda, do you live close? Can you represent us and go take pictures of Carol's work? That would be, yeah. Ruth. Ruth is busy. She says, but she's neglecting dishes and laundry duties. Ruth, those will be there, right? There's no, they can wait. Why don't you make something creative? It's good. Which activity is going to help you with your sanity? Okay, we're so proud of Ruth. Okay, Carol says, Selkies look like seals. Good Kelpies look like horses. Bad, yes. Photos will be coming. Oh, okay. All right. Connie said, I've always wanted to paint, but I felt like I couldn't. Connie, you can do whatever the heck you want, sister. That is, I think part of it is we get kind of preconceived notions in our head, is that like to be a good artist, you have to be able to draw someone exactly like they look like. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. So maybe if we start from scratch and be like, hey, I want to paint, great. Put paint on paper or canvas, you are painting. Learn a few techniques, have fun with it, and go from there. Just don't get rid of all your looms, darling. Just, yeah. Let's see. Hannah says, if I don't get started this time, I'll probably end up with one handkerchief instead. I know how that goes. Yes. Okay. Oh, Jennifer Fowler says, Connie, I have 2 words for you. Bob Ross. You know, Bob Ross is my spirit animal, right? That's he's my guy because he made it seem easy. He made it seem like anyone could do it. He is all the things that I ascribe to be. That is for sure. Yes. Yeah. Oh, look at you, sweet cheerleader. Set your own pace. Yeah. Yeah. I got you. I got you. Thank you, darling. That's so sweet of you. Yes. I love it. Rhonda was saying with the cards in the project. I know Carrie is like next level. Next level. It's fantastic. Okay, friends. I think we should talk about this little weaving project here I got for you. Oh, wait. Ernie said latest towel kit from Cotton Clouds, my current project. Nice. Hoping to dress the loom today if I have time after installing a new starter and a VW buzz. Always doing cool things, Ernie. Always. Yes. Okay. Oh, look at you. Lori. See, Lori keeps me on track. The project is amazing. And she was with us for study hall, and you all can be there on a front row seat to see her working on it too when you join us in the AC Insiders. Lori's like, yes, good job. Thank you, darling. She's the best. She is the best. Okay, friends. Yes, join us. Join us at the Acting Creative Insiders. It is amazing. By the way, while we are here talking about the amazing Acting Creative Insiders, let me say a huge, huge thank you to our founders. They are the ones that are really invested in Acting Creative and supporting us along the way and making sure that we can continue to do all of this cool stuff. So huge thank you to Ellen, Eileen, Mary, Shirley, Liz, Kathy, Ann, Christy, and our brand new founder, Priscilla. Woohoo! Yay! Friends, there is a seat with your name on it too. If you love all the things that are happening here and you want to make sure that it carries on and continues and hear all about the good stuff, kind of you get the insider scoop. Every month I give you a little report on what's happening here at Acting Creative. That is all available to you. Okay. All right, friends. Oh, wait, let me get Sherry's comment before we talk weaving. I need some of the weaving mojo you all have. My studio's open for a tour in 1 month. I have spent all my energy on items for the Iowa State Fair. Look at you, 6 ribbons. Woo! I saw your you printed it, you shared a map about where you are on the tour. I'll have to look that up, Sherry. If it's, we'll see about the timing. Iowa's closer than North Carolina for me, so maybe. Okay. All right, friends. Carol says, don't worry, the museum is sending me photos. No. I mean, yes, I'm glad the museum's sending you photos. That is not the point. The point is, it would be amazing to have one of us, your people, there to, to support you. That is the point. It is not the logistics, darling. If someone's close enough, we need someone to do a little side trip for us. Okay. All right. Weaving. Let's talk weaving. Okay. So here is what we're talking about today. The placemats, we cut them off the loom last week, right? So this week I did some finishing work. They're not separated yet because I don't sew, and I hand it off to someone who does. But I think we have lots to talk about. First of all, let me go through. Let me back up. Okay. We'll just do a quick review of our placemats here. This is after it's been washed and dried and kind of all the ends are tucked in. So this is how I started. Now, if you recall, it's supposed to be a set of 6 placemats. The original idea was to weave them 21 inches on the loom, hoping they would shrink down to about 18-ish inches for each placemat. But on the very first placemat, I flubbed the number. I saw the 18, so I wove 18 inches on the loom, which means it's going to be too short versus the other ones. So then I tried to fix things and do 1 extra at the end. It didn't work. we have lots to talk about. Okay, so this is our first placemat. Now this is a good example of how the two colors work together. So this side was this is you see this side here versus the other side here. So so you have two distinctly different, like this is you can see mostly like the yellows and the reds, and this was kind of the warmer side. This was the cooler side. See the difference there? That's part of the fun thing with rep weave. That's what this is, rep weave, is that you can really do, I mean, they're completely, look at the difference between the two sides. Cool, right? So this was the first one, which was kind of a 3 of one of the next, 3 of one of the next. That was kind of the sequence. That's the word sequence I use for this one. This is number 2 here, this was just 2 and 2. So this one looks exactly the same on one side as it does on the other. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was like, is that true? That's true. 2 and 2. So this is one side. The other looks exactly the same because see, I've got 2 and 2. See the little pattern right there? Now, if you've never done rep weave before, here's what you're looking at. You have 2 wefts to do rep weave, and one is really, really chunky. You probably can't even see it very well, but I took I think I had five yarns of A4 cotton together to make this kind of bulky. I wanted it really chunky. And then you have another weft that's like really, really tiny, like sewing thread, like really tiny. That's how you're going to get this kind of effect. So this is number 2. This is number 3. This was a fun one. This was Leap Run Run. Yeah, this is Leap Run Run. Okay, so if you go back a couple Live with the Looms, I explained that when I was probably 5, I took a ballet tap class and I wasn't good at it. However, I had a teacher that would have us do this thing called leap run run across the floor. And so we'd kind of angle across the floor and you do one big leap and then you 2 small steps and one big leap and 2 small steps. And it's always stuck in my head because that naturally puts you, like you naturally alternate from one to the other. So that's what I did for this pattern here. It's nothing official. It's just a Chris Acton thing. But see, it's like one big one. And so this is like leap, run, run, leap, run, run. So that's how I did this sequencing, which I think is so fun. There's another one though, where this side looks exactly the same as this side because it's kind of, it's the same. Okay, so the next one, wait, how many was that? This is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is 4 here. Big blocks. Sometimes the big blocks really look like they're floating. Doesn't it have a cool kind of effect? But again, this one will look the same on this side versus the other side. It'll look exactly the same like that. So what I say, this is 4. This is 5 here. This, what did I do here? Oh, I know. I did like 1, 3, 5, 3, 1. That was kind of the sequence. Again, it's kind of fun to see the kind of bold blocks versus the ones that are like this second one that it's kind of frenetic, where it's, I need more hands here, people. So this one kind of versus this one, I think is so interesting that like this moves a lot more, but in some ways I think this is more interesting. I don't know. You tell me. Okay. Is this 5? Boy, keeping numbers in my head today is impossible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I get? We'll count at the end. We'll count at the end. This is a Fibonacci. I remember this time, Fibonacci. So here's what I did. Do you guys know Fibonacci? It's a mathematical sequence where you take 2 numbers and you add them together, and that's the next number. So you would do 1 and 1, which equals 2. That's the next number. And then 2 and 1 is 3, 5. And if you're not a math person, friends, then don't hurt your head. It's okay. So by the way, there's a whole episode on Fibonacci if you are a math person and you're curious about it. Here's what I did though. Okay, so start here. I did 1 and 1 and 2, 3, 5. And then I went back down then. So 3, 2, 1, 1. Now, let me tell you, it's a miracle that this one looks consistent, because there were moments every time I had to, like this place where I turn around, every time in here, I was like, Wait, where am I? I got so confused. Okay, so this is then, I tried to eke out one more that might be able to get the whole length. No, not even close. No, this is the very last one, which I made it exactly like the first one, thinking I could make the right size. So let's talk about sizes, friends. So after I flubbed the first one, and it was supposed to be 21 inches and I only wove 18, I was very vigilant about, okay, I'm gonna do 21 inches with the thought that it would shrink down to 18 inches. That was the thing. It didn't, friends. Let me just, spoiler alert, it did not shrink down to 18 inches. No, it did not. Let me find a yardstick. Hey, let me get a yardstick. Huh, I wonder where I could find some of those. Okay, so let's check this out here, friends, and see what, here's where I need more hands. Okay. Okay, well, this one's not as bad. When I was looking at it earlier, I swore they were closer to 16 inches. I'm going to knock everything over. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so this from here to here is like, this one looks like it's about 17 and a half. Maybe I measured a weird one. I measured one earlier that I swore was closer to like 16. It shrunk more than I thought. That's the bottom line here. So let's see if I can. This one is, oh, that one's about 18. Oh, maybe it's not so bad. maybe it's not so bad, friends. I was all thinking I really just whiffed on the whole thing. Oh, that one's even longer. They're not consistent. They're not consistent, friends. No. Here's, okay, so I put my notes over here. Let me tell you how this shrunk up. Now, let's think about shrinkage for a second, because with this kind of pattern, shrinkage is not exactly normal. Okay, that sounded weird. Let me explain. When you are doing something like a plain weave, where you've got like half going this way and half going that way, it's going to shrink differently than this, where it is so, like, it's so dense, and there's so much more happening. So here are my numbers from shrinkage. So did I do this right? Yes. Okay. The length of this entire project started out at 12 feet 7 inches, and when it came out, it was at 11 feet. The width was like 13 and 3/4, and when it came out, it was like 13 and an eighth, which the width didn't shrink as much as I thought it would. I thought it would shrink down closer to 12, something like that. But what that means is that my width shrunk only like 5%, but my length shrunk, I figure with the number, it's like 13% or something like that, like more than 10%, closer to 15%, 14, 50%. So as you think about your yarns, I mean, every single warp yarn going this way has to move over each of these big old cords. So it has more room to shrink this way. So bigger shrinkage here, less shrinkage here, not as much room to move this way in the project. So take it from me. If you're going to do a rep weave project, plan for serious shrinkage in the warp yarns, because they have the room. They're going to move. They're going to shrink right up. Here's the other thing I wanted to share. I left an example here. This is so fun, seeing Chris try to manage the props. Somehow props make everything more exciting, don't they? Okay, let me show you. So I left this one spot. I cleaned up everything else, which, by the way, it's one of the most satisfying tasks ever, to take your scissors and take off all the little ends. By the way, don't clip them before they go through the washer and dryer. There's no point. They're just going to fuzz up in the washer and dryer. Clip them afterwards. It'll be a cleaner thing. But here's what I wanted to show you is that when you have a big, like this is a group of yarns, if you have one really fat chunky yarn, that's different. But if you have a whole bunch of them like this, what you can do in order to make the overlap more seamless is kind of break it up. I don't know how well you can see that. It's kind of dark there, but I took them individually and had them come out at different spots in the fabric, just so that when I clean it up, you won't even know that it was there. So instead of seeing one big old set of 5 yarns that all stop at the same place and create more density in that row, then because I broke it up into a number, like they each come out at a different spot. I don't know how well you can see that, but that is kind of the idea. Now I put hopefully plenty in between each of the placemats so that this is where the hems will go. So, oh, you can see right there. This is one of the places where I tucked in my yarns. You can't even tell, right? Can't. If you weren't looking for it, you wouldn't even know. So when I hand it over to Dinah, she'll just give it a cut, do a turn, and it'll be off to the races. And because I did I intentionally chose to do the really fine yarn for this section because this is not going to turn very well. It's just too chunky, and that's part of the whole point. But this guy will turn like a dream. It's just I can have nice thin kind of hems at the edge of each there. So there we go. Tell me your finishing tips. When you go to finish a project, what are some of the things, like the key things that you always like to do? Carol says, oh my God, I always clip before. Otherwise, I could snag each other and felt and pull the project funky in the drying. I clip before I advance the warp. Wow. Okay. All right. That's sure. If that makes more sense. I always clip after. Let's see. Lori, please hit like and subscribe button if you love Rep Weave. We thank you for your time. This service announcement came to you from Acting Creative and Live at the Loom. Please come hang out with us. What else? Let's see. Connie says, I clip mostly while weaving, but then if I forget, I clip before washing. Okay. All right. Oh, nice. Linka just posted pictures of her Fibonacci scarf in the Facebook group. Funny. See, Linka, we're right there. I like it. Oh, Sherry says, I do exactly like you do. However, I don't have a Dinah. I know she's, I'm pretty lucky to have a Dinah in my life. That is for sure. Yep. Carol said to get the same shrinkage, each mat needs to be the same. Well, there is that. Nice point. Yes, I need to start with the same dimensions of each one. Yes, I understand. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The large wefts will shrink more than the small wefts interacting with the warp. Yes. I like it. That's exactly right, Rhonda. Only a weaver or a builder would have a barrel of yardsticks in the corner. It's exactly right. You'd be surprised how often I get that question. What's the deal with the yardsticks? Sometime I'll have to tell you the story of how I got all the yardsticks. That's yes, I will definitely. Lincoln says Fibonacci is my bro. Yeah. Okay. Oh, nice. Lori says number 5 reminds me of Dutch apartment windows. Sweet. That's fantastic. Okay. Oh, yes. Thank you, Ernie. Oh, I'm glad you asked that, Ernie. Okay, so the first one, this is the first one here. Is that right? The first one ended up, oh, see, I released my yardstick into the wild. I have a measuring tape here. The first one ended up being 13 and a half. That's, and I started at 18. Is that right? 18, yes. And I ended up at 13 and a half after it shrunk. So that's, let's see, that's 13 and a half. That's 4.5 inches. That's 20%. Isn't that right? Something like that. Now, keep in mind, friends, this is also, I measured it on the loom, and it's going to, after it comes off the loom, it's going to relax a little bit. So it's going to be smaller when it's not under tension. So you have that you lose, plus the shrinkage after it goes through the washer and dryer. Thank you, Ernie. That's a good question. That's a good question. I like it. Connie says, I have a set of 5 towels that end up with 4 towels and 1 square thingy. What was it? I think it was Liz who said it becomes like a dresser scarf or some kind of mat to just be pretty. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So friends, let's finish strong, shall we? By the way, have you been checking out our weaving stories? We're trying a new format for something kind of in addition to a handwoven experience. We had our second episode that came out this week. It's called Weaving Stories. And instead of being a how-to video, it is a kind of entertain and delight kind of video. So I pick one project and I tell you the story that goes behind it. And then I share a story from one of you. So The current topic for stories I'm looking for is how did you get your loom? Doesn't have to be your first loom. It just needs to be one of your looms. If you have a good story, email me please at Lori. Will you put my email in there? Chris@actingcreative.net. And then I will read your story on a future episode of Weaving Stories. So hopefully you've been enjoying those. It's been fun to do. It's been yeah. Oh, thank you, Lori. Thank you. She put the little link so you can watch it right there. So that has been a blast. Let's see what else. Action Creative Insiders. We're getting ready to start a new month, and it's going to be fantastic. We always have 2 study halls every month. We always have an online Weavers Guild meeting every month. The topic is going to be about selling your work. So that is the 3rd Thursday of the month at 7 p.m. And there's a couple weaving tips. There's all kinds of cool things, friends. There's a place you can buy, sell, trade in the guild. There's the chat. It's really remarkable. It's really a weaver's playground is what it is. So come over and join us over at the Acting Creative Insiders. Do not forget that time is a ticking. Come join us in the Dress Your Loom class. It starts on September 1st, but the deadline is Monday at 4 p.m. So if you have any kind of inkling, you're like, I'd like to have a good solid place to start, we got you. We're gonna have a good time doing it too. And then lastly, friends, if you, we have a whole fantastic website full of all the stuff. You can find all the available classes. There are freebies there available, including the brand new one about weaving words. There's all kinds of good stuff happening there. Plus, we have each of our episodes of Handwoven Experience have their own page, which even more stuff. It's just chock full, friends. So go check out the website and be sure to be on the email list so you get all of the latest and greatest announcements, free stuff, all the links. Yes. Oh my God. Lori, you're so cute. Dress Your Loom. There you go. You got it. Actingcreative.net. Yeah, exactly. Okay, friends. Next week, I'll be right back here. Gosh, it'll be September next week. That is not okay. That's not all right, friends. Mark your calendars for next Thursday at 9:30 Central Time. Be sure to, be thinking about what kind of things you want to share with us here on Live at the Loom. And you have homework, right? Do something creative just for you, just for you, friends. I know you have lots of people in your life that need things from you, but take a minute. Be like Ruth. Take a minute and do something just for you. Be creative. It's good for your soul. I promise you. All right, everyone. Have a fabulous week. And, pet your yarn, throw a shuttle, do something creative. And I'll meet you right back here next Thursday for more Live at the Loom. Happy weaving, everyone.